What's good, y'all? It's the Demouchets REACT, and we're back with another video. Who we got today, C?
Today we're back with another American reaction. Super excited about this video. If you're new to us
and we're new to you,
make sure you scroll down,
hit that subscribe button,
and turn on the post notification bell
because we're on the road to 200K.
And we cannot get there without you guys, alright? Join the family. Without further ado, let's get into the video.
Let's get it.
Throughout the years, people have asked me to do more videos on traditional African religion. It's rare that I directly cover the topic. The truth is, the more I researched traditional African religions, the more I realized how lacking the scholarship was. I could not in confidence present any information that was likely to be outdated or misunderstood. And that leads us to our topic. To begin, depending on your perspective, the ideas propagated by non-African observers concerning traditional African religion can be seen as lies or simply misunderstandings. In truth, it's probably a mixture of both. Traditional African religion is diverse and complex. Compounded with this is the fact that it's been demonized, misinterpreted, and improperly categorized. That being said, it's critical that you take caution with this video. I've tried my best to collect information from African scholars, but they can only give so much, as there is no Pan-African traditional religion. And so, they've documented the distortions of traditional African religions and provided explanations to the best of their knowledge. Please keep in mind that this video cannot guarantee a proper African lens concerning traditional African belief systems, primarily because it's an extremely difficult and stratified topic. Also, keep in mind that this video is not a promotion of traditional African religions or any other religion for that matter. Let's begin. I think that disclaimer is the perfect segue into one of the principal lies regarding traditional African religion, and that is robbing it of its complexity. In their attempt to understand indigenous African religions, foreign observers did three things: simplify the beliefs they encountered, position it into an easy target, and then manufacture a vilification campaign. When European travelers in the 18th and 19th centuries first began to interact with traditional African religions, they viewed it as a proxy to the African inferiority narrative. In other words, since Africans were inferior, being simple-minded and less complex, then the religion they created must also reflect this. This backward thinking has completely adulterated the study of traditional African religion. As the American Academy of Religion observed in 1993 in its spotlight on teaching African religions in American universities, within the field of religious studies, African religion still remains a residual category, variously characterized as traditional, primal, primitive, oral, and non-literate. African religions are defined as antithetical to world religions and are viewed as less complex, less reflective, less theoretical, and most important, less moral and less spiritual.
Okay, so y'all know religion is a topic on this channel that we don't really dive into too much of. And especially with the knowledge that I know when it comes to religion, I don't like to pour it all on this channel. Because, again, you have so many different listeners who have these ideas on what they think about when it comes to religion, when it comes to the Bible, when it comes to roots all the way dated all the way back. I do agree. I feel like a lot of things that comes to religion are being demonized.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of people are taking the words that are... Let me just say, I feel like they're taking what they're bringing into the eyes of the people today, and they're making it as if, no, this is never a thing ever in life and history. So why are we using it or trying to even speak about it today, which I totally disagree with because you have no real knowledge of it. Just like when they introduced sage to the world in a way where everyone was starting to do it. At one point, people wasn't even aware what sage was or how to use it around the house. But now, whenever they see people doing that, they demonize it. They instantly cancel it and say, hey, you shouldn't be doing that. So I feel like overall people just need to dive into what it is they feel they want to learn and have a real understanding on it.
Yeah, keep an open mind, because I feel like where people in general fail at is that they feel that anything that is different from them is inferior to what they believe, right? And you can still have an open mind and listen to, you know, what someone else has to offer or, you know, what someone else believe in without you yourself having to believe it. I feel like in certain denominations, right? When people are trying to teach, they'll say, don't do this, don't do this, don't do this. If a person who you're trying to reach and bring into your religion is only hearing don't, that's not doing nothing to help.
Just think about a child. How many no's can that child receive before that child feel like they can't do anything around you?
Exactly. They're going to walk on eggshells.
Exactly.
Why would that person want to even hear what your religion has to offer?
Yeah.
Right? So just like when we were listening about the Muslims, and we were like, we're not Muslims, and all we know about when it comes to Muslims is the Nation of Islam. And a lot of people were saying the Nation of Islam and Muslims is different. I never said they was the same.
Exactly.
I said that's all we know about Muslims.
See, a lot of these...
We was open to hear what the Muslims practice, right?
Exactly what I was finna say. A lot of people fail to realize that they're being put in a position to be teachers. But they're choosing to be principals. And they want to say, hey, you know what? You're completely wrong. It's 100% what we don't do around here. Instead of getting back in the classroom and say, okay, so this is all you're aware of. Let me put on the board, or let me give you a notification on what I feel like you need to learn more about, so you can be highly more aware of it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but let's get it though.
One of the ways foreign observers have managed to paint traditional African religion as less complex was by utilizing the ubiquitous category of fetish. The term fetish was a useful way to simplify, position, and attack traditional African religion. Aside from its negative connotation, at times, it also erroneously branded some traditional African deities. African deities, divinities, or gods are innumerable, and the Daomean, Nigerian, and Haitian pantheons are particularly vast. The attributions, roles, and importance of these divinities in society vary considerably as well. Known as the Vodon among the Fon people of Benin Republic, Orisha, Ocha among the Nago, and the Yoruba ethnic groups of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and Benin Republic, Tron among the Ewe people of the Republic of Ghana and Togo Republic, and Loa or Lwa among the Haitians of the Caribbean islands, these African divinities were erroneously called fetishes by the European invaders. As a result, the Vodon religion was cynically referred to as fetishism, and the Vodonsi, the adept or initiated follower of the Vodon religion, was called fetishist by Westerners. Aside from the fetish labeling of African deities, part of the complexity is reflected in our misunderstanding of African monotheism. In the Western world, our view of monotheism usually resides within the context of the Abrahamic religions, and anything outside that specific framework cannot qualify as monotheism. However, scholar Kaitazua Luyaluka makes a strong case against that. He claims that we can't use Western theism as a yardstick for other religions. He points to the existence of what he calls hierarchical monotheism in traditional African religion. Many foreign observers misinterpret.
And I think that is our stance with it. You know, we have such an open mind when it comes to respecting cultures. You know, and we understand that we can't measure success. We can't measure living circumstances. We can't measure food. We can't measure religion by what is deemed as normal or sane here.
That's 100%. That's heavy. Yeah.
So I feel like, and when you look at our church, let's think of early church up until today. The way we do a praise dance, the way we do ring shouts, the way we respect the dead in funerals. What's another one? The healing services. Where is all that connected to?
Get that holy water put on the head.
Holy water.
Okay. Putting the blanket over them.
And then because, and this is a connection, because here, and of course I can only speak of here.
Yeah.
But because the slave masters deemed their religions evil, or they used to say a certain, like in the psychology text, they used to say certain things, like what the masters would say towards it. So they were banned from practicing their African spiritualities.
Yeah. So
by them giving them a slave Bible, because they took out parts of the Bible, they actually had a slave Bible. They had a lot of things extracted out of it. They gave them these Bibles. They said, you teach this religion, you preach this word, this is it. They hid some of their African spirituality into the traditions of the black church in the beginning. And we still practice some of those things today. And many people don't even realize where it all originated from. Because that was parts of our culture that we hid within the church.
Yeah, I
Now, a
want to
lot
go
of the
deep.
saints ain't gonna like what I had to say right now.
I want to go
but it's the
deep,
truth.
but yeah, I feel like there's a lot of stuff that can be said, man. It's a lot that can be said.
It's the truth, baby. I learned that in college. Okay, I've seen documentaries back up those facts.
Yeah,
Historians have backed up those facts. I know a lot of saints ain't gonna like what I gotta say, baby, but it is what it is.
Let's keep
The traditional African religion because they don't understand the hierarchical monotheism present in many African spiritual beliefs. According to this model, many African religions have a transcended supreme being at the very top, then an actual creator of the universe, then spirits, and finally ancestral intercessors, all of whom are intrinsically tied to the supreme being. Upon reading this, I was immediately reminded of the concept of the Trinity within the Christian religion, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, all being one. In a similar matter, in regards to many traditional African religions, the creator of the universe, various spirits, and the ancestors are all agents of the supreme source. Some scholars actually identified this hierarchical monotheism within the traditional belief of the Bakongo people, yet they abandoned the use of a monotheistic label. However, despite their unanimity, these authors never defined the Bakongo as monotheistic, a reluctance due to the difference between the Congo theism and the Western one in which God is one, creator, and supreme. For clarity, many traditional African religions have a supreme being, but the actual creator of the universe is another agent that derived from the supreme. The Western or Abrahamic concept is that God is the creator and the supreme. I think scholar Deji Ayekboyan puts it best. The question of polytheism or monotheism is not an African question and has limited value in trying to understand how Africans came to view their lives and those of their neighbors. One does not have to draw sharp distinctions between those who believe in many deities and those who purport to believe in one deity to gain an appreciation of the complexity of the African way of life. In fact, most Africans accept a belief in one creator deity, although there may be many spirits. Thus, in reality, this is similar to the later forms of religion, which followed the African pattern in many respects. Africans were the first humans to conceive of a concept of monotheism. In the Western world, monotheistic belief is reflexively thought of as a more legitimate or mature form of religious thinking. This likely derived from Eurocentric ideology. The irony here is that monotheism originated in Africa. The ignorance to and the omission of this fact by foreign observers and later authors constitutes one of the biggest lies about traditional African religion. Scholar Christopher Ehret identifies Nilo-Saharan speaking Africans as the originators of monotheistic thought. Concerning their religious thinking, this is what Dr. Ehret has to say. At the core of the belief system was a single divinity, or God. Divinity was identified metaphorically with the sky, and the power of divinity was often symbolized by lightning. There was no other category of spirits or deities. In some more recent versions of the Sudanic religion, divinity might choose to manifest itself to human beings in the form of seemingly particular lesser spirits, but the followers of Sudanic religion understood those spirits to be just other guises of divinity. So from this analysis, we're beginning to see a clear pattern. Spirits, within the context of many traditional African religions, were oftentimes congruent with monotheism. Diversity of African thought is a factor. However, the aforementioned model seems to be the general rule. Admittedly, classifying some traditional African religions as monotheistic would take a Herculean effort. However, the way Africans understood God should not be regulated by Western theism. African traditional religion and Africans' vision of the nature of God have been defined overwhelmingly by outsiders. Almost 5 centuries of colonial and Eurocentric scholarship have sanctified concepts and paradigms that have largely contributed to the distortion of the African vision of God. Categories forged or promoted by Emile Durkheim, Mircea Eliade, Evans Pritchard, Edward Burnett Tyler, and many others led to the definition of African traditional religion as animism, fetishism, magic, witchcraft, polytheism, shamanism, idolatry, paganism, primitive religion, and ancestor worship. These categories, all invented to simplify and position African theology away from its grounding in complex thought. At the same time, because some traditional African religions may be identified as monotheistic in alignment with Western frameworks, doesn't make it more appropriate, intellectual, or morally upright. Hopefully, in the future, we may understand more about the inner dynamics of traditional African religion. Well, I'm all out, guys. If you like these videos and want to help in its continued production,
yeah. Make sure you guys go check his channel out, man. So what y'all want to do? Y'all want to cook a little bit? Y'all want to put some more season in the pot? I'm going to just say this, bro. If you watch our channel for a while, you have seen us react to a lot of videos from different countries in Africa. And I can just say alone, the drumming and the dancing, all the way down to how they dress, is a whole spiritual thing for them.
Yeah,
and you got to have a real understanding of their culture just to know that alone. Because even watching it, we feel the connection. We feel the energy of the video, man. We feel the energy of the people. So we understand, like, what the spirituality means for them. And they even came in the comment sections often and let us know.
Yeah, long paragraphs.
Words, that they, simple words all the way to long paragraphs on how meaningful it is and giving us a real understanding of it.
Yeah, and of course, we have not been in person. Are we open to come? Now, listen, the masquerade, we done seen the masquerade, but I ain't got time to run. I ain't that fast of a runner. But depending on what it is, yeah, we're open to seeing, observing.
Yeah.
You know, but of course we still hold on to our own beliefs, and our belief system is sacred to us. That's why we don't share it. We don't have to share it. People see the light in the inside of us.
I think that's what matters.
All right.
Yeah.
So yeah, we've reacted to stuff in Europe, their beliefs. You know,
we have.
Asia.
Yes,
so
we have.
We all believe in what we want to believe, and that's fine.
Yeah.
Never try to intimidate somebody because you feel your religion is higher than the other. We're all people trying to live out our life's purpose.
Trying to live out our life's purpose. Oh my Lord. That was it. That's heavy.
Yeah, so we hope you guys enjoyed this video with us. Be sure to subscribe. We'll see you soon.
Peace.